Hi guys, it's Sam from WrestleSphere. You'll find here our interview with Moose. We talk about his career, the UK upcoming tour, his rivalry and friendship with Bully Ray. So yeah, check it out, and we'll see you soon. Speaking about Impact Wrestling, you're in there in a bit of a unofficial stable with Brian Myers, Bully Ray, and Leo Rush. So we all know that's going to end in tears and that's all going to end in violence. So we know that. Are you ready? Are you ready for when that inevitably happens? And what's your plan? I get your allies right now, but what's your end game here?
End game. We haven't really thought about it. We're taking it one step at a time. First thing is to come out of emergence victorious, and then after that, then we'll figure out what we want to do next. But we're taking it step by step, and the first step is emergence.
I was going to say, you've in recent history of Impact, you've had a bit of a track record of not working very well with others, but when Brian Myers came along, it's it's been all right, hasn't it? It didn't work out quite so well with a bunch of the other guys, but he might be loyal to you. But surely you can't turn your back on Bully Ray.
Yeah, my track record when it comes to working with people is not really great. But with my time in Impact, I've learned that you sometimes you need friends. And sometimes you need friends to come. Oh, you need an ally to come have your back when the odds is against you. And so I think I've learned that. I think time has taught me that, and that's why you're seeing myself do things a little different, hanging with Bully and Brian Myers, and the thought of screwing them or doing something bad against them has even come across my mind. And because I'm turning a new leaf in a sense where having allies around to have your back.
Could we see a more heroic Moose in the near future?
Uh, I mean, I don't know about heroic. I mean, I still have the same mindset and I still have the same game plans when it comes to what I want to do. I've just figured sometimes it's not bad having guys who share the same mindset, having your back, and that's what Bully and Brian Myers are doing right now. We all
So,
have the same mindset, we all have the same goals, and so why not have each other's back?
so I've been thinking as well with the new UK tour coming up. Um, are you is the title getting back into the title picture? Because when you held that, it elevated it. You when you and it was quite a journey. You getting to becoming the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. It took some time for you to get there because of a few other things. But once you did get there, it just felt right. That must be something you want to get back to as soon as you can.
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't want to be a wrestler. I mean, what's the point of being a wrestler if your aspiration and your goal is not being a world champion? So that's definitely something that's on my mind. And I'm gonna get my hands on it at some point. But I'm trying to figure out new ways about getting about my business. So let me take this one step at a time, and I'm sure me being world champion will happen again whenever I decide to make it happen. As of right now, I'm just trying to work on other things and perfect other things before I get to that eventual step of being world champion.
So I mentioned it a minute ago. We've got the UK tour coming up. It's the first time Impact have properly been here in about 8 years. How do you feel about the UK tour? And do you have any connection to this country? Have you wrestled here a few times before with other promotions or with Impact themselves?
Oh yeah, I was very shocked when I heard the announcement about us coming back to the UK. I love the UK. I mean, there was a point in my life where I was pretty much there every other weekend, working with different promotions there. So I'm excited about coming back, and I hope the fans get their tickets because I'm sure, from what I've been hearing, the tickets are selling out very, very, very quick. And I think they added a new show in Coventry, I believe. I could be wrong. just because of the high demand of tickets and fans wanting to see her. So yeah, I'm excited about spending the week in the UK and doing several shows there.
Awesome. Are you ready for UK fans? Because word on the street is we're a lot rowdier than the fans in the US.
Oh yeah, that's always been the case. You guys are way more rowdy, and so yeah, I like that atmosphere. I love it, and I can't wait to be a part of it here in the next 2 months, I believe.
Zach, I just want to speak to you about Impact Wrestling as a promotion. How again you call yourself Mr. Impact Wrestling, and I think that's a
Yeah.
title you've earned. Because there's a lot of people who are synonymous with Impact Wrestling, and you are like easily one of them. You know, you're up there. You know, maybe number one at this point. So, what's Impact like as a home to you?
Oh yeah, there's a reason why I decided to stay back with Impact just a couple of months ago, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that in the past, when you hear Impact Wrestling, maybe three names come to mind, with AJ Styles and Kurt Angle being one of them. And I'm working my butt off to make myself the third name that you think about when you hear Impact Wrestling, alongside of AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, Moose. You think of the name Moose, and I think each day I take more steps towards that goal. And like you said, I have to name Mr. Impact Wrestling. I've earned it. I've been a loyal supporter and the flag waver of Impact Wrestling the last 6 years, 7 years since I've been here. And I'm going to keep doing that for years to come.
You've touched on it a moment ago, then with your ambition to be like the third name people think of when they think of Impact. I think you might already be there. You know, you're certainly in that conversation. So I want to ask you about legacy. What does legacy mean to you? And is that part of it? Is that synonymous with being Mr. Impact Wrestling?
Legacy is a lot, man. Like I said, there's a reason why I decided to stay here. Is one of those things where we're growing every year. We're bigger and bigger every year. We just did a tour in Australia this year. We're doing another tour, hopefully next year of Australia, and then we'll come to the UK. And every year, Impact does something that hasn't been done in a few years, and I'm happy to be part of that. And it's one of those things where just when you hear the name Moose, is a respectable name in the wrestling community and the wrestling business, and I've never stepped foot in another company other than Impact Wrestling, and that's what legacy is all about. I've made my legacy all being in Impact Wrestling, and I can't wait to see how that turns out when I unlace the boots and hang it up. And Impact, hopefully, all that comes with Impact Wrestling, and I'm sure it will, because Impact Wrestling's been great. We have a lot of great wrestlers in our locker room, like Eddie Edwards and Josh Alexander and um, Brian Myers and Bully Ray, and the list goes on. Even if you go to the knockout side with Deanna Barraza, I don't think any knockout has killed the game like she has in the last few years. Her and Jordan Grace, and yeah, so building my legacy and building on to my legacy is what I plan on doing in the next few years here.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about obviously you've got the days in, I always pronounce that incorrectly, partnership. You've got Impact like Ultimate Insiders on YouTube, which has just made Impact more accessible to all around the world. Like it's like who hasn't got YouTube, you know what I mean? How do you
Right.
feel about that? Like your like that promotion and that partnership alone and the app that you've got, that has basically made you a household name, and Impact Wrestling is now having its time in the sun. Um, there, DAZN, it's pronounced. I've just been told by the mods. Thanks for that. But yeah, so how do you feel about just like the exposure that's given you that service?
Yeah, like I said, every year, each year, Impact does something this huge. I know just a few weeks ago, I saw that we surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. Just that alone is something so massive. Which I don't even know if other promotions have done that, but Impact has, and that's just in the social media side and the YouTube side of things. where YouTube's is one of our big markets that draws a lot of fans, you know. So like you said, I said prior, each year Impact does something huge, and that's to kudos to the management, to the hardworking guys and girls on our roster, and we're gonna keep doing the damn thing.
Are there any impacts? Because again, you've been in a program with lots of different people because you've been there for like 6 or 7 years, as you said. Is there any TNA legends you've not yet tangled with that you'd like to?
Oh
I'll say,
yeah, it's a bunch actually. The one that comes to mind, which is insane, we've never done anything with each other. I don't even think we've ever been in the ring with each other. Is Eric Young. He's for sure Impact legend, TNA legend, and he just made his return not too long ago. We were just talking a few weeks ago about how we both have been here for 5 plus, 6 plus years, and we've never even stepped into the ring with each other. But hopefully, he's back now for good, and we could change that.
it's to say if you're watching Scott Demore, well, that's at least two of us asking for it, so make it happen.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome one to see, especially if the UK shows. So one final question for you, Moose, because WrestleSphere has its origins in Soundsphere, which is a music magazine and a culture magazine. So, who is Moose outside of the ring in terms of music, movies, books, anything like that? What is it that makes you tick outside of the ring?
I'm a family man, man. I mean, I'm a regular person outside the ring. I love music. Everybody knows I love movies. I watch probably like one or two movies every night. Different genres too, from scary to drama to thrillers to everything. Love fair share of video games. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a regular dude outside of the ring, not as much of an asshole as I am inside the ring.
What was the last movie you watched? I need to know now.
Oh, the last movie I watched, man, uh, it's called Black Island on Netflix.
Black Island.
Um, Black Island, pretty good, slow, brewing drama slash dirt thriller. Is on Netflix. Pretty good movie.
I'll check that out tonight. Then I'll have a look.
Yeah.
What that's about. I'll take your word for it. Right, Moose. Thank you so much. I know you've probably got a lot of work to do tonight. So brilliant. Thank you very much for what you do and putting yourself through everything that you do. You know, impacts a better place as well for having you around. And I think you are synonymous with that brand now, like so many others are. But yeah, you are truly Mr. Impact Wrestling. So thank you very much for your time.